I'd like to thank everyone for coming out today, and I think we'll start with our traditional self-introductions here. Hey,
Taylor Smith, Verizon Wireless here in Edgewood, and the Core Fitness 24/7 gym.
Clyde Adams, Independent Life, LLC, Insurance, Annuities, and Disability.
Mr. Scott.
Jim Stott, Bayview Properties.
Jim Beck, CEB Investments out of Mayfield, and Lou Neville Mall and other shopping centers. And
Back down to you, yes.
oh, I'm sorry. This is Becky Clapple. She could not wait to get here today. She could not.
And
She's from Woodman of the World.
Or Woodman Life now. We try to be more modern. You know.
but not modern woman, right?
Not
No.
modern Woodman, no.
Thanks for coming. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you being here. Ms. Judy.
Thanks for prompting me.
Well, I'm retired, but I work about 7 days a week.
Well, we're glad
Chase
you-
all over the world.
yeah, we're glad you could take time out to make this meeting.
Hey, I gotta go back to work.
Okay.
Joanne Vogel, Regional Bus. Cindy Riley, WCCK Radio.
Sharon Adams, Caldwell Medical Center.
Greta Barhart, Herald Ledger.
Jerry Albridge, Travel Leaders.
Jody Norwood here later.
Sandy Ward, Christian Care. Cindy Britton, Christian Care.
Thank you all again for being here. I'm going to point out, we're kind of entering a new format here today for the Lunch and Learns, and we decided at our board retreat a couple of months ago that we should offer sponsorships to the Lunch and Learns. And the first one that raised their hand and said, I'd like to do that was Judy Stone. Thank you very much, Judy. As a sponsor, either an individual or a business, anything that I send out that has to do with the Lunch and Learn for that given month, your business is going to be mentioned as a sponsor. Now, that includes newspaper ads in the Herald Ledger and newspaper ads in the Times Leader, and all the emails and Facebook stuff and everything else that we do to promote any individual Lunch and Learn, your business is mentioned. So it's not free advertising, but as a sponsor, you do get pretty good publicity hits. And also as a sponsor, you're going to have an opportunity to present 5 or 10 minutes to the group, or you could do the whole program if you wanted to. But as a sponsor, and let's say as today, as Judy's a sponsor, and she's going to have an opportunity to talk to you about whatever she wants to right now.
Well, the only thing I want to say is kudos to you for working on this tax situation for the city of Eddyville. And great job getting things brought together and brought to the table.
Well, thank you. If it hadn't been for Tim's prompting, I don't think any of that would have happened. It would just kind of floated right along. But,
Teamwork.
Yeah,
but
but
you
you
know, I
got
will,
the word out to all of us, and that was really good.
well, and, and I will say, the city responded for whatever reason. And, you know, their reasoning was, or their, I won't say excuse, they said it was an oversight. And, you know, the rates actually calculated by the Area Development District, and ours is the penny round, I believe.
Now, let me speak on that.
Sure.
The Pennyroyal gives you the scenarios of what it can be.
Correct.
They do not tell you what the rate is. You've got to go in there and look at the whole thing and make a decision. They have nothing to do except they provide you with a sheet that tells you what you can and what you cannot do.
But it does not put a dollar on it.
No, definitely does not, well, this is what it would be, you know, if you did this percentage. But let me assure you, they don't interfere with you setting the rate. They provide every county in the
Would we call
ag
it
district,
suggested rates perhaps?
it's called calculating.
I had the same thing in Grapes County.
Yeah, all of them do it.
Yeah.
All of them do it, but it's not, you don't,
Like it's an advisory thing, or?
yeah, just say, you know, this is what you can do. It kind of, so you know your limitations, so to speak. But if you go, anyway, that's all.
All right, so in yesterday's, they were supposed to have a second reading on an increased rate, and they canceled that meeting. So then they had yesterday, they had a first reading on what will probably be the rates. And they took that tangible rate back to that of 2014, which is 0.4, something, right at $5. So there was a slight increase in the real estate rate, but not much to raise flags or kind of thing. All right, now, let me ask you this, why we were talking about this, and as business people and laymen in the community, Judy touched on it just a little bit, but how many of us here really knows what goes into calculating property tax rates and how they finally get to your bill and the amount that they're in? How many of us in here really know what all happens in that process? Not very many. And my thinking is that we have a lunch and learn scheduled for next month. And before the end of the year, and November, I think that I would like to get, not a local person, because we want to keep our presence as regional as we can, but perhaps somebody, Judy from HAD, to come in and let's just do a presentation, about your property taxes and how you as a citizen have input, and you should, and a lot of people think they don't, but they do, because they go to hearings and they can voice their opinions. But I think it'd be interesting to have somebody go through the steps in calculating property tax rates, whatever it might be, because I've got a list of the taxing districts just in this little county of Lyon. There's like a half dozen different ones, and you've got ambulance tax and fire tax and city of Catawba and city of Eddyville, and it just goes on and on. So, I think I'm gonna work on for November, work on that topic. And one of the things we're going to do in our head, Joey and Jim and I talked about this morning, is inviting more of the public, and this might be an opportunity to get the public in, to hear about how they arrive at your taxes.
well, let me make a statement. Before you do grants, before you do many things, you have to hold public hearings. And in 8 years, I never remember one time when an individual in the community would come to a public hearing when it was published. You had to publish it was going to be on a certain date. And I think people in general just sit back and don't be proactive in what's going on, which they should be, because it affects all of us.
Well, and what just happened is a perfect example. Tim was waving the flag, and we followed up with some action, but that tax would have been passed.
I served 5 terms over in Graves County, and one thing I learned, there is so much apathy. As long as things are going okay, it's easier to let it happen than it is to get up value chair and go see that. It really is. And I guess that's going on everywhere.
It's kind of when it affects a person personally, a lot of times, the phone would ring, but until then, or they'll call somebody else and say, why are they doing this, this, and this? Well, you need to call them and see why it's happening, not somebody else.
All right, anybody have anything to add on that subject? Did we get all the way, I'm lost, did we get all the way around and then got everybody reviews, and we went back to Judy for comments? I guess it's time for the real program. All right, this time last year, and again, I think it came out of our board retreat, we started talking about the Chamber Gift Certificate Program. And we implemented that, and we signed up about 50 Chamber participating merchants to accept gift certificates. And then we marketed them by various means, by email and by Facebook and by word of mouth. And I literally went around and called on a few people. And since we first started selling them, I think November 1st of last year, we've sold about $6,000 worth. I think it's pretty good for the first time out of the chute. And of that $6,000, we've had over 5,000 redeemed. So that means it's $5,000 that came back into the front doors of our chamber members, our participating chamber members. They couldn't take them down to Walmart and spend them. Couldn't take them to dollar store and spend them. They'd be chamber members. And we're going to do that again this year. But we've got to start over. And that means signing people up again to accept the certificates. And we're going to do a couple of things to enhance the process of selling them. We're going to have outlets that are open regular business, so people can go there and purchase. Tell you what, somebody else can separate those things for me. Pass them down. Pass them down. But the Herald Ledger, and Joe, y'all open 5 days, or anybody there on Saturday?
Monday through Friday.
All right. But the Herald Ledger will be an outlet. Individuals can go there and pick up certificates and pay them, and then they'll forward the money on to us. And also Buchanan's. And Buchanan's are there, I do believe, half down Saturday. So that will help. And another thing that we're going to do is provide the merchants some type of notice that they can post, either on the door or maybe on their counters or close to the cash registers. The fact, kind of like you see Visa and MasterCard, and that is we accept, or we gladly accept, Lake Barkley Chamber of Commerce gift certificates. And when a person sees that, they might ask that person where can I buy these things, for one thing. And then it may also cause those people to go into that store if they're holding a gift certificate. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it, other than I would encourage you, as individuals, to use them. Now, I know we have one regular purchaser, and that's Rivers Bend Condominium, and not condominiums, retirement center, but retirement condos over there. And they give them to their employee of the month, but Kim just goes online, and you can purchase them on our website as well as these other outlets. But she just goes online and uses her credit card and purchases one every month for $25. I see it come through, and I either send it to her or just take it out there and drop it off, and they give it as an award. And we use quite a few of them too at the golf tournament, where people wanted to give cash for various prizes instead of just giving cash you could spend anywhere. We converted those to $25 gift certificates. I think that worked out very well. But, you know, those are just different opportunities for people to use them. Do we have any questions?
Yeah, the merchant, I'm sorry, the customer comes in with a certificate and his bill is $23 and he gives me $25, it costs that
Well,
$25, I don't give him change. Is that,
it's right there on the front. If you read it right down there at the bottom, by the way, it says merchant is not required to give change.
that's up to us?
It's kind of up to you.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the idea is for them to spend at least that much.
Uh-huh.
You know, because if you don't spend all that, you're probably going to go over it.
Yeah, well, that's what I figured, because if they come in using it, they're gonna get changed. I'm gonna give them change.
Yeah, you know, and again, it's up to the merchant. And there's a redemption form that we have here that I was going to use, but people just call me up. I write a check, you know, and I usually take them a check. And they always keep their certificate until I bring them the check. And then, you know, we swap the check for certificates. But, you know, it's not like we're in the city of Louisville where I'd have to run all over the city to do that. But Apollo there at Los Agaves, he walks over every once in a while. He'll have a handful of them. I just write a check right there on the spot. Anchorage, of course, it has been a big redemption center. There's been a lot of them running through Anchorage. And when they first come out, Exit 40 Liquors was the #1 spot. I got more from Exit 40 Liquors than anybody else.
I have a question on the certificates from last year. Sorry, those names won't be on the new ones? You want us to all sign up again?
Absolutely, because
Okay.
we're gonna have to print new certificates,
Okay.
because I know for sure one of them, Cozy Living Furniture,
Oh,
are no longer members, see? So
okay.
we'll need to reprint them. And we don't need to reprint near as many of the $10 and $15.
Yeah, the 25 ones seem to be the
Yeah, I
best.
mean, they're by far the most popular. But we need to get everybody signed up for the next period. And then we'll print them, Jody, somewhere around the 1st of November. Start advertising them again. I'm trying to think. But, various places, Venture River, there's quite a few of them used there. The cabin, there was quite a few used there. Again, the Mexican restaurant, the liquor store. Now, Eddyville Wine and Spirits, Sean won't do it. He thinks it's against some alcoholic beverage policy, so he won't do it. But Anchorage, Food Giant, a couple of hotels.
Well, Exit 40 Liquors didn't get in trouble.
I don't know, but I'm just telling you.
I just kind of like that.
Sean did not can do it. That's his way. So,
How many that are currently on the certificate are maybe no longer here? Or something, are we gonna try to keep up the number of businesses? Or
yeah, we're gonna try to keep it up, or even more,
Yeah.
even more. If we had more members over in Caldwell County, we'd get more over there. But the members we have over there are not real merchant types for the most part, and share up with the Caldwell Medical Center. You could buy them for your employees for Christmas. And our biggest purchaser, we'll get back to that, our biggest purchaser was Excel out here. And what they had been doing was buying $50 Walmart cards. So, they could just go down the street to Walmart and buy whatever. And they bought, of our 6,000 or 5,000 that were sold actually in 2014, Excel bought $2,500.
Would there be any advantage, and it'd be easier for the customers if they were an alphabetical order, where they could find out if they were looking for a certain merchant maybe?
Yeah, but let me tell you how that order came from. I was trying to get people to sign up last year. So I said the first ones to sign up are going to be the first ones on the
Okay.
list.
Got you.
And that's where that order came from. But, I agree. It's probably, this year, we'll probably go to alphabetical, but that's why that non-anything order, that's where they came from. The ones on the top were the first ones to sign up. First ones to sign up. Anyway, so Excel was a big purchaser.
And they gave them to employees.
They gave them to employees. It's kind of funny. I can tell today that they gave them out, because I got this call from some guy. He said, I got this chamber gift certificate. He said, it ain't no good to me. What do you mean? He said, well, it ain't no good to me. He said, I live in Paducah, and I don't ever go through Eddyville. It's not making a lot of sense. I said, well, where do you work? And he said, Excel. And you don't go through Eddyville? No, I don't go through Eddyville. I'll never go there. Well, that's just no good to me. And I thought, well, you just need to give it to somebody else for Christmas, I guess. Somehow, I bet he used it. But he's probably staying down at Eddyville because he got grandkids or something. But that's about all I have. Just be watching, again, for the sign up. And then, we'll start publicizing by various means that the gift certificates are available. And they can purchase them online, people can, or they can come by the office, they'll call me, be sure I'm there. Or they can go to the Herald, Ledger, or Buchanan's and pay for them, pick them up.
Well, last year you had a flyer type of thing. And I handed those a lot on that holiday trip I did for Plymouth.
Yeah.
You sold the punch off of those.
Yeah, you did.
Would it be better for me to have the actual certificates to sell, or would you rather?
Well, you gotta keep up with the money, I mean, that's the only thing, man, I don't care, if you're doing something like that, but yeah, I mean, Jerry was responsible, thanks very much for reminding me.
Well, but I'm just trying to.
Several, several,
Yeah.
certificate sales, but, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna print up, just blank certificates, not who they're presented to or anything, for Jody and
Yeah.
for Buchanan's, and they'll have serial numbers on there. And all you have to do is just keep up who they go to, and the money. That's about it. If you want to take a look.
Well, it might be easier just to get the money right then on the spot.
Certainly do that. And if, as an employer, and I did this for Excel, she gave me a list of the employees that they were giving to, and as I print them out, then it says presented to Cindy or Heather or Jody or Jerry, you know.
Well, that was a nice touch. for
Yeah,
them,
yeah, and it's just because it's just from Excel presented to, and then they take it and use it. Let's see, there's 6 months, supposedly, a 6 months expiration on it. You know, that's there hopefully to give whoever the holder is to go ahead and use their certificate. I had one individual, I asked him the other day, I said, have y'all, well, it's Q&M, well, it's Q&M Water Sports. I said, have y'all taken any certificates? She said, yeah, but I forgot about it and it expired. What do you mean? Well, I took it, but then I just let it sit here and it expired. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you got a certificate, we're gonna pay for it. It's if an individual brings it in, and I'll say grossly expired, you know, then don't take it. But if a merchant even inadvertently takes one that's expired, we're gonna pay it. It's not that big a deal. But she had just had to call me, and she thought because it had quote expired, that she couldn't redeem it, which is just not true. All right, anybody else got anything to add, suggestions? Next month, we're gonna have Cindy and Heather and Christian Care Center of Catawba. We're gonna be both the sponsor and the program. We have to set a date yet. And we're gonna talk about that in a few minutes. But it'll be kind of like this one. It'll be the latter part of the month of October. is when it will be. When I sent out an email the other day, we were talking about sponsorships. Cindy replied right back and said, I'd like to do that. So that'd be great. And then, again, I think for the month of November, we're going to work on the property tax calculation and publicize that pretty good and see who all we get in here to listen. So, you guys got anything to add while you're here? Find out. Invite everybody to come here.
Absolutely, and bring your friends. No.
All right. Anybody got anything to add? Motion to adjourn.